Now, some bad news for Arsenal this afternoon, Benty. This is your side. Emile Smith-Rowe has been ruled out yet again. He's had surgery for a groin injury. The Gunners midfielder is now going to be ruled out for at least 2 months.
Yeah.
That means, of course, if he did have a chance of going to the World Cup, that's all but done now, which is incredibly sad news. What's the longest time you've been on the sidelines through injury? What's the worst injury you've had?
So I remember having one at Charlton, I think, where I did my knee and it came at the wrong time because I got injured in the January when we were trying to fight relegation. And I think I was out for 12 weeks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Did you know when you did it?
Was it 12 weeks or was it 8
okay.
weeks? It was either 8 or 12 weeks, but I was out for a long time.
Yeah.
Basically, what I did was, it was against Aston Villa. And it was, I think, Alan Pardew's second game in charge. And I've got the ball. I've gone past Olive Melberg. Do you remember him? And I've hit a shot and he's coming late. And it's kind of, my foot's kind of got stuck in the ground. And to be fair, I count my blessings because it could have been a cruciate ligament. But I remember getting up thinking, oh, that feels a bit dodgy. But because adrenaline had kicked in, I didn't feel anything. And then when I got home after the game and settled down watching TV, I just thought, oh, something doesn't feel right here. Woke up the next morning, my knee was like a balloon. It was massive. So I spent a lot of time out with that. And then my very last season, I was at Derby. Took a penalty pre-season against Port Vale. Ripped all the side of my ligaments in my knee. How you can do that taking a penalty, I don't know. I was out for...
Did you not strike the ball cleanly?
Clean, whipped into the corner.
I love the way you talk about your goals.
Whipped into the corner.
Yeah.
Went to that jog off. Oh, what's happened there? To come straight off. I'd ripped all the ligaments. I was out till, I think, Christmas time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, missed the half a season.
How difficult is it? Is obviously when you're younger as a young kid, it's going to be more difficult, I would imagine, even more difficult when you know there's a World Cup round the corner as well.
No, you know, when you're a young kid, because I did it at Charlton, I was, 22, I think?
Yeah.
So I think when you're a young kid, because you heal quicker as a youngster, and you know you've got a long time left because you're only a kid in the game, it's still, you're disappointed, but you do it, the enthusiasm's there, you do everything correctly, you do what you're supposed to do, and you ultimately shave a little bit of time off, however long the diagnosis is. But when you're getting a little bit older and you get these injuries and you get past 30 and 32, 33 and you have a big injury, that's when you start thinking, oof, is this, because I didn't know when I did that last injury that was going to be my last year in football.
Yeah.
But you have to think like, oh my, am I going to be able to come back from the same? Because your body just heals differently as you get older.
I know usually you don't get picked by a manager, but have you had an injury? Have you had an injury that stopped you going to a major tournament?
Yeah, I had one.
What was that?
And do you know what? And this is why it was written in the stars for me never to go to a major tournament with England. So I had the 2006 heartbreak where didn't go. Theo Walcott went.
Right. What was the one where you scored the most amount of goals and still were overlooked?
Charlton 22 didn't go to that World Cup.
Ridiculous.
2008, unfortunately, we didn't qualify.
Would you have gone? You'd have gone in 08, right?
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Don't know. The Sunderland was the 2010.
You scored what? 23 goals.
24 goals, 25 in total. Didn't go. The 2000.
That's who went in your. That's so pathetic.
I can't even remember.
Who's the manager then? Fabio.
Yeah, it was Fabio. Right.
Is it? Okay. What?
Then in 2012.
Did Emile Heskey went instead of you?
Yeah, I think so. 2012.
You know, you got a tattoo of
right.
it.
Start off. I scored in all the qualifiers. Was on fire. Get injured. Gets Wigan away. Alcaraz. I turn him. Slip over. Snap ankle. Oh, do you know what?
Wow.
Forgot about that injury. Ankle popped. Missed.
Well, hold on. What popped?
My
what
ankle.
happened?
Like I turned and my foot got caught in the ground, but I kind of half slipped. And honestly, it hurt that much. I looked down at my foot and I expected my ankle. You know, you see them horrific injuries where it's just kind of dangling. I thought I would look down and my ankle would be doing that, and it wasn't. But I had to get the gas and air on. I was stretching off.
Wow. And you forgot about that, did you?
I forgot about that injury, yeah. And then obviously the Euros were at the end of that season.
Yeah.
Missed the rest of the season with that injury. Capello left, Hodgson came in, and I remember Roy Hodgson called me and went, listen, Darren, because I had got myself semi-fit by the end of the season, and he said, listen, England have made mistakes in the past at taking players that are not 100% fit, and I can't risk that with you, so unfortunately you're not going to go to it. And I just knew, okay, fair enough. That is fair enough.
How do the emotions affect you as a footballer? So, for argument's sake, Emile Smith-Rowe,
yeah,
he'll be going into Arsenal every day, right, for physio and treatment. He'll still be, I'm guessing this, he'll still be seeing his pals that are first team players and mixing with them, and then what, seeing them train and not being able to get out there?
Do you know what he might do? And depends on the kind of severity of the injury, is that he might get, at this early stage, they might not be able to do anything with him. So he might have had the operation and he might be off for, say, 7 days, 10 days. So he can either stay at home or they might say to him, go abroad somewhere and just relax. But I think with a groin, he'll probably be at home for 10 days. Then he'll start checking in a little bit, like going in a couple of times. And then eventually once it starts to heal, he'll then be able to do maybe a light exercise, whether it be a bike or a walk or something, and then he'll start going in every single day. But at first, with a serious operation, they tend to just go, right, the physios can't do anything with it. So they just leave you for a sustained amount of time.
The mental side of things, tough to deal with?
It's tough, really tough. Because the hardest thing is when you're doing one. Smith-Rowe has had not a tough start to the season anyway, but he's seen his place, he effectively lose his place to Martin Odegaard, who's been brilliant at the start of the season. So he's had to kind of play catch-up. He's got Saka playing well on one side, Martinelli playing well on the other, so he's had to bide his time. So he's probably thinking, right, when I get my opportunity, I'm going to show everyone I'm a good player. Then this injury comes. Do you know what I mean? He's not in the England squad. So it's a lot for him to deal with, but he'll have good people around him. There's good young players at Arsenal as well that we talk to him all the time. The culture at Arsenal looks like it's all together. So yeah, you'd like to think he'll be fine.
Okay. If you join us late, we're talking about injuries because Emile Smith-Rowe has had surgery on a groin injury. Looks like he's going to be out for at least 2 months. So we wish him well. Of course we do. Any footballer or any sports person that gets injured, we wish you a very speedy 100%. Recovery.
talkSPORT Drive with Andy Goldstein. Monday to Friday afternoon from 4 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.